Welcome to EPW Trailblazers, the mini documentary series where we take a look at the wrestlers that have paved the way for explosive pro wrestling and the Australian scene at large. In this debut episode, we take a look at the Smashing Machine, Chris Weiss. A man that would dominate the Australian scene before going on to dominate Japan, competing for 01 Pro Wrestling. As a world champion and member of the Voodoo Murderers. Chris Weiss would also find success as a heavyweight liftweight fighter. With an undefeated record of 2-0. Weiss, along with his pro wrestling and fighting achievements, has also found success as a stage performer, as a villain character in the world of Macabre. But as we all know, before Chris Weiss was a star in Japan, he was the Smashing Machine of EPW. On this episode, we take a look at Chris Weiss.
Chris Weiss is, he's just legitimate. Everything about him, when he punches you, it hurts.
Chris Weiss was really tough. Over time became more and more uncompromising in his ability, his ruthlessness.
When he wrenches your arm, you feel like it's about to pop out. Everything he does, he puts 100% intensity into.
Weiss is one of the best in the game.
Massive physique, powerful in the ring, moves quickly for a big guy too.
It's scary to watch, and it's even scarier being in the ring with him because he has no remorse. He is a smashing machine.
First time I saw Chris Weiss, way back in 2007, as the Fluoro Phenom, compared to what we know him as today as the Smashing Machine.
When I saw Chris Weiss, he was still known as the Fluoro Phenom, wearing some real bright fluoro yellow and orange tights that were just disgusting. Had some amazing brown hair that you wouldn't really believe he had looking at him now.
When you talk about evolution of a performer, you cannot mention Chris Weiss. Compared to 2007 to what he is now, completely different. Going from a generic high flyer to one of the most dominant performers in professional wrestling today.
Very different to the smashing machine that he would become.
Favorite Chris Weiss moments are kind of linked to my worst moments in my life.
I think for me, I'm probably going to say one that's fairly early on for him, where he was feuding with AZ Vergara. They had been tagging together for a little while. AZ became a bit egotistical, I guess you could say. Probably stepped on Weiss's shoes a little bit and ended up running away from him for quite a bit, leading to a strap match.
My debut match for EPW, Gold Rush 2017, having a four-way match, four rookies trying to make a name for themselves. Chris Weiss literally walks out. He doesn't run out, he walks out, walks into the ring, walks back out the ring to get a microphone, just walks through the match, doesn't walk around the ring, directly through.
He came up with his own idea where he basically was going to be life imitating art, or art imitating life, and he was going to be disenfranchised with the booking team. But I guess it just kind of made it more real for them and made it a really interesting vibe that going along, where Chris was goading us, calling us boss, showing up late for the show, walking through people's matches just to get under our skin.
When he won the Invitational tournament and acted as if he was better than the tournament itself, it just proved that he thought he could make a step up, and he built himself an EPW, created an impressive name for himself, and then was able to take that to Japan, and he's only been able to flourish since then.
I guess one example of how tough the man actually was, Chris Weiss went into hospital the night before he was meant to wrestle, and me and some of the other people decided he cannot wrestle tonight. He can't come out of hospital and then come straight to the venue and wrestle. It's just not on.
He's really one of the best athletes I've seen in person. To have a guy built like he is able to move the way that he does is really intimidating, frankly.
Well, he showed up right at the venue and then proceeded to tell us that he had been to the gym, he had done a workout, and he was really annoyed at us that we were even considering to take him off the show.
He's just all around impressive. Every time you see him get in the ring, he's always pulling off some massive power move.
So he came straight from hospital, straight to the gym for a workout, straight to the venue, and wrestled 25 minutes that night.
When it comes to training with Chris Bice, he demands perfection from you. He always wants to see you do the best that you possibly can. He wants to see perfection from you all the time, and he won't settle for less.
Tough but fair. I love training with Vicey. By the time I came around, anyone with brain cells left realized that he was going to kill you at training, so...
Certainly some times where I might be training under someone else and Vicey was there as a senior hand. You were certainly on your toes and you did not half-ass anything.
If you went, he pushed you, and he pushed you to the limits that he knew that you could reach, because he knew much better than I did what I was actually capable of. I would think less of myself, and he would say, no, trust me, you can do this.
On those nights, if you left anything in the gas tank, then yeah, he wasn't going to be happy with you. You were there to put in work.
And the thing with Vice is that if he could tell that you really wanted to be there and you were really willing to put in the effort, he would do anything for you, because he respects anyone who respects pro wrestling.
The impact he's had by going over to somewhere like Japan and making a name for himself opens up the Australian scene. More wrestlers can go over there. More wrestlers can follow his example.
It's the fact that he gets to travel and make money from doing what he loves doing. It shows that people like me and everyone else on the EPW roster, on this game and platform, can do exactly what he does.
The biggest impact that Chris Vice has given is just that sense of legitimacy. He stuck out on any card he was on because he was a real fighter. I mean, the guy went to Japan and he just fought in a left Y fight and he just won. He'd never fought this style before. He had a few weeks of training, and he is just such a powerhouse that he completely redefined how intense you should be as a pro wrestler in Australia.
He's also then led himself over to all sorts of other different types of fighting, including Little Y, as well as the stiffer style over in Japan. So I can only imagine if he ever comes back, he'll bring that kind of experience back to EPW as well.
It's amazing seeing him do so well still in Japan, and while I think it would be amazing to have him around here, he's doing the best thing for him, and that's what he should be doing.
On the next episode of EPW Trailblazers, the majority will know this man as Slapjack from WWE Raw.
Wow, what a DDT!
Many know him as Shane Thorne from NXT. You may remember him as one half of the team TM61 or the Mighty. If you are a real fan, you will know him for being one half of the founding members of the Mighty Don't Kneel, along with current EPW champion Mighty Nickel, at one time considered the most successful team in all of Japan. But in EPW, we've always known this man as Shane Hayes.
We have new World Tag Team Champions!
It's a big match. What makes it bigger is having Harley Race there. Mikey and I came through the Harley Race camp.
Join us at EPW's next major Gate 1 event for the premiere of EPW Trailblazers Episode 2.